On Larry King Now, two of Hollywood's best, Judy Greer and Nat Faxon. You two are so busy. In the Screen Actors Guild, that has the most people out of work of any other union.
Because of us, actually.
Why, after all this time, do you have to audition?
We keep changing our looks, so people forget.
People forget who we are.
You always want to act?
No. I was hoping I could just keep going to school until I figured it out.
You want to be a school person until you're 40?
A student, yeah.
You've crossed paths before in The Descendants, right? Mm-hmm. You were in it.
Yes.
You co-wrote it. You prefer writing?
I enjoy all of it. I think acting is somewhat easier. You're amidst other people. Writing can feel very solitary.
Plus, what are you in Jurassic Park? You a dinosaur?
They gave me the script, and then they had this girl park outside of my drive in front of my house while I read it, and then I had to give it back to her.
Why is it so secret?
Just wait.
Okay.
Just wait and see. Remember this moment, and you'll be like, what?
Now I get it.
Oh.
That's all ahead on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. Our special guest, Judy Greer and Nat Faxon. Known for her expansive acting career, Judy has starred in TV shows like Arrested Development, Archer, and 2.5 Men. I'm laughing already because they're funny. And films like 13 Going on 30, Love and Other Drugs, and 27 Dresses, just to name a few. And Nat has found success on screen as well, acting in shows such as Ben and Kate, films like Tammy. He became a household name in 2012, winning an Academy Award for co-writing the adapted screenplay of The Descendants. And now the duo joins forces as the stars of the newest FX comedy, Married, about a married couple miserably in love. Married airs Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern on the FX network. How did this part come to you? You've done so much.
Yeah, so it came like a lot of the other ones where they
What?
they had already cast the guy and they needed a girl. And
You audition for roles? Nah.
I do, yeah, but I didn't have to for this one.
That's weird, because I did.
I know. I saw your
You
tape.
had to audition?
I had to audition.
Why?
It's the first time hearing of this.
Really?
No.
Why, after all this time, do you have to audition?
We keep changing our looks, so people forget.
Yeah. People forget who we are. No, I don't know. I think there's certain roles that require an audition, maybe, and certain roles
that the bigger the part, don't you?
Yes. I also feel like when you're known for maybe singularly one thing, like such as doing broader comedies or network TV, and this is a more sort of dramatic cable show, I think they need to feel more comfortable that you can sort of do that.
When you do too many things, or many things, that's a good sign because you're always working.
Yeah.
And you're labeled character actors,
Yes.
right? Are you happy with that?
Nat?
Yes, I am.
Yes, they're you.
I know. I am, but I have to be honest, it did take me a minute. Like, I would say there was definitely some time when I was like, why am I a character actress? Because to me, character actors were like goofy, zany. I don't know. I think that a character actor is just someone who's not the star of the movie or TV show, but they play like smaller supporting roles. But I don't know.
The late Tony Randall told me when I asked him about being character, he was very proud of that.
Yeah.
Because it meant you do so many things.
Absolutely. I also think, usually they're more interesting roles.
Definitely.
As opposed to, oftentimes I feel like in this business, the leading role is usually the straight person, and it's more reactive, and you're just sort of saying, oh, I can't, but I must, but oh, really? I shouldn't. And the character actors are always the ones sort of...
You stupid, you have to. That's what the character actors
I would have booked you as that.
Did you always want to act?
No, I didn't. I kind of wanted to act really badly after I got my first couple acting jobs.
What did you want to be originally?
I had no idea. I was hoping I could just keep going to school until I figured it out.
You want to be a school person until you're 40?
Yes, a student, yeah. Until I could marry well and...
Where did you grow up?
Detroit.
So how did you break into the business?
I started by acting. I did do plays and stuff in high school, and then I auditioned for an acting program for college, mostly on a dare, because this girl I went to high school with was auditioning for it and said that I would never get in because they only accepted 10% of all the people who applied. And I did get in, and so I went because it was Chicago, and my parents wouldn't let me go. DePaul? the theater school at DePaul.
DePaul University.
Yeah, I was a nice Catholic girl. My parents wouldn't let me go any farther away from home than Chicago, so I decided to go there. And then I was an actor. It's that easy.
What was your first paid job?
A movie called Kissing a Fool with David Schwimmer and Jason Lee.
How did you start?
Let's see. I grew up in Boston, and I think at an early age knew that I wanted to get into acting. I think just because I was a terrible singer, and I always had to do school plays, and they were always musicals, and I was a terrible singer. And so the only way I could sort of get attention was to completely upstage everybody and stand on the side as part of the chorus and just make silly, stupid faces.
Do you know why you liked being other people?
Why I liked being other people?
Yeah, that's what actors do, right?
I'm not sure. I think I enjoyed there was probably an escapism. There was probably I don't know. I enjoyed making people laugh, and I enjoyed the instant reaction of that, the sort of high that you got when you did something and people reacted. There was...
Anthony Quinn told me that all actors are children, that we are playing out games. Mm-hmm. And children are the best actors because they have no qualms. Mm-hmm. Like when you see a child playing cops and robbers, they really fall down.
Yes.
They hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Because they give. So you have that feeling, right? You want to portray other people, but you're still yourself.
Yeah, I never think of it really as being other people. I always think of it more as just being that certain version of myself.
Yeah. It is you in that.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah.
So you've crossed paths before in The Descendants, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were in it.
Yes.
You co-wrote it. How did
Yes.
you get that? How did that come together for you?
My writing partner, Jim Rash, and I had written a script called The Way, Way Back, and that sort of got, it took a long time to make. We finally did end up making it last year or 2 years ago, but it was sort of went through the sort of Hollywood cycle of almost happening, not happening. But what it did do was open a lot of doors, and it got on the desks of Alexander Payne and Jim Burke and Jim Taylor, who have a company, and they had optioned this book called The Descendants by Cowie Hart Hemmings, and said, you know, your script has a lot of the elements that the book does. You know, would you ever consider adapting it? And so we read the book and fell in love with it, obviously, and got out of this other sort of big alien movie that we were supposed to do, and were able to adapt it. And
How true were you to the book?
very faithful. I think it was such a well-written novel that it was hard to deviate too much from what Cowie had put on the page.
How'd you get that part?
That one I auditioned for. I had to go in and audition for Alexander Payne.
And you had that one big scene, right?
I did, but my audition was, I always say I auditioned with my whole movie. I did all my scenes for my audition. But
What do you mean?
Like, I had, I think, 3 scenes in the movie, and I had to do all of them for my audition. So my audition was like in December, and we shot it in the spring. But I had just gone through a really bad breakup right before my audition. So I went in, and I said to Alexander, can I do the crying scene first, please? And I did that, and I cried really hard. And, and then by the time we shot the movie, it was like 6 months later, and I was like, I'm not really that sad anymore.
After the break, Judy and Nat are starring in the hilarious FX comedy Married. More on that next. We're back with Judy and Nat. All right, tell me how Married came about.
Married was written by Andrew Gerland, and we share the same. We all share a manager together, and I got the script that way through my manager. And
Did you like it right away?
I did, yeah. It was very. It had a great. The things that I look for when I read are good characters and good point of view, strong point of view, and it had both. So I was very excited and interested.
You liked it right away?
Yeah, I usually just, when I read a script, count how many lines I have right away, and no, I did.
And they got less as the season went on.
I know, that was weird, but I had a lot more free time, so I liked the script, but actually they sort of secretly slipped me the second episode, and that was the episode that I fell in love with, the shower one, and that was when I fell in love with the script of the pilot, but the second episode was when I really fell in love with my character, because I realized that she was like not like your typical like eye-rolling, like put out wife and mother. That she was like a real partner in crime to this guy, and that they
You
were
have a
best
child,
friends.
right?
We have 3.
3 in the show, yeah.
Well, let's watch a clip from, I love the title, Married.
I mean, I get it. You were doing a really cute thing, and I messed it all up. Baby, I'm sorry. It's just the girls, they take everything out of me. And it doesn't help that every time you look at me, I get pregnant.
That's not always my fault. The last one, I wore a condom.
Yeah, and you screwed it off.
I didn't screw it off.
You did screw it off.
No, I didn't. Your
Yes, you
vagina,
did.
like, ate it.
Don't
And then,
blame this on my vagina.
well,
Look, I'm trying to make everyone happy, and then at the end of the day, I have to make you happy too. It's just too much. Well, hit her back.
What's the story of that? You're both happily married, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the
Yes.
story of this couple? Is this, I remember the old Bickersons. What are they?
I think they are a couple who have been together for a long time, and I think with having 3 kids and moving to the Valley, they've sort of slightly grown apart. I think they're obviously still in love. They're obviously still best friends, but there's a disconnect that's happening, and I think this show sort of examines people that have been together for a long time and the realities of, the work that's required to stay together.
Is it a pure comedy?
No, I thought it was, but it turns out it's not. Kind of like life. There were some scenes that were really bummed me out when I read them.
Really?
Yeah, in a good way though, because they were real, and all I ever wanted to do in a TV show like this was to tell a real story. Because I have so many, I don't have kids, my own small children, but my friends who have small kids, I wanted to make something that they would be like, oh, yes. And you were like that every day at work.
Yeah, there were times where you're like, "This, I don't think this would ever happen." Oh no, this definitely happens.
I know. I was,
So you two had to have the right chemistry for this, right?
Yes,
Obviously.
Yes, and that was actually very easy.
Yeah, we met. We didn't. Well, because we hung out in Hawaii.
Yes,
When
during
we
the
were shooting
Descendants.
the Descendants, so we knew each other. And then when we were doing, during the time of award season for the Descendants, we had to go to so many parties and award shows. We had to. It was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, but we went to a lot of stuff together, so we did get to know each other then. So it was really nice that we already had that.
Do your mates know each other?
Our significant others?
Yes.
They met.
I don't know.
I'm sure they've met.
We keep them away from each other.
Because they would probably talk terrible. They would say terrible things about us.
You have to like him.
My character?
Yeah.
I think you have to understand him. I think there is a likability. In the first episode, we sort of explore the idea of me getting my needs met elsewhere. And I think if I'm not...
Cheat.
Yes. And if I'm not likable, then I think then you immediately probably, dislike the show in general because you feel like, what a jerk, But I think as you understand this couple and where they are and kind of that they're struggling to make this all work and how chaotic it is, then I think you begin to understand maybe why they would try that or experiment with that.
Do you like her?
I do. I think I really liked her in the beginning, but as I started playing her, I kind of was jealous of her because she was cooler than me, I thought.
Really?
Yeah, I just liked her. She seemed to have a real strong moral compass, even though she does tell her husband that he's welcome to go outside of the marriage to have his needs met in the beginning. I think she does it 'cause she wants to hold her marriage together. And I like that she's kind of a hermit and she doesn't have any friends, and I think she's funny.
Do they give you input into script? Can you say, I don't like this?
Yes, they were very collaborative,
that's
without
good.
a doubt. Yeah, completely. But it was nice in this case to just sort of focus on acting and nothing else. And just to sort of turn it on when the cameras were on and turn it off when the cameras were off.
You prefer writing?
I enjoy all of it. I think acting is somewhat easier because it's, I don't know, you're amidst other people. Writing can feel very solitary.
Coming up, we learn what's next for Judy Greer and Nat Faxon, two of Hollywood's hardest workers, busiest people. Stay with us. Judy Greer and Nat Faxon, they co-star in Married on FX. You have a very popular recurring role on Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Any word on another season of that show? Is it coming back?
I don't know.
When did they let you know?
Usually the night before they want me to come to work. Someone will call me and tell
Really?
me. Yeah. It's not because they're unorganized. I think they just really genuinely keep it.
Why is
under
that show
wraps.
so popular?
You know, I mean, I want to say, like, I don't know. I do know. I mean, it's just so popular. But it really kind
The
of...
crazy cast.
It's a crazy cast. I think it felt like people were discovering it for the first time, which makes people feel very, like, sort of territorial over it. I hear a lot of people like, I watched it when it was on the air, or I've always been a fan. Like, people really responded to it. And it was kind of the first time, at least for a long time, that we had this sort of like mockumentary handheld. Like a lot of shows are doing that now, but when Arrested was doing it, that was like 10 years ago. And you just it felt so voyeuristic that I think people became really engaged and enmeshed in the life of the Bluths.
You think it'll come back?
Yes.
You starred alongside Dakota Johnson in the show Ben and Kate.
Yes.
What was it like working with her?
I enjoyed it tremendously. I enjoyed the relationship. It's not something that I'd seen on TV, which was sort of just a good old-fashioned brother and sister, you know, hashing it out every week. It felt very comfortable, much in the way I've been very lucky. I feel like I've worked with some really talented and easygoing, cool women who are, you just kind of slide into it and you have a sort of natural chemistry that exists.
Do you have to like the people you work with?
No, but it's so awful when you don't.
Yeah, it's so much easier when
There are
you
times you don't, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
when you
There are
work as
times.
much as you have.
Yeah, there are times you don't. It makes it a lot easier.
Television.
Yeah.
How do you think Dakota's going to? I understand she's Anastasia Steele.
Yes.
In 50 Shades of
Yeah.
Grey. Have you read the book?
No, I actually have not.
Have you read the book?
Whatever. Yeah.
You have.
Yeah. I
You mean,
bought
yeah, women like it more than men?
I bought it. I bought a hard copy, like a hardcover, and my husband was like, "That's why you have a Kindle. Don't carry that around. Read it on your Kindle." I was like, "Fine." So I guess I
You
bought
like
it
the
twice.
book? You like the book?
You know what? It's good to be a part of pop culture and to know like what people
You're
are
blushing.
talking. I know. I'm not gonna say.
How do you
People
think-
ask me like, why didn't you, go out for the guy role in that? And I was
Christian?
like, that's weird. Like we just played brother and sister, and now we'd be this sort of.
How do you think she will do in that?
I think she'll do great. She's a very talented actress at a very young age, so I think she's got a long career ahead.
You voice Cheryl in Archer, right?
Uh-huh.
What's it like doing voiceovers?
It's the best job. So great. So easy, especially Archer, because the guys who write it, first of all, every script is so funny and outrageous, but they're really pretty hands-off.
You two are so busy. That's
I know.
in a business where, in the Screen Actors Guild, that has the most people out of work
Yes.
of any other union.
Because of
right?
us, actually.
And you're putting a lot of people. You are going to be in the new Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
and you're in Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
I know.
Who do you play an ape?
Yeah. I'm not even
Judy,
joking.
you have a weird career. Judy.
I know. I love that.
What are you in Jurassic Park? You a dinosaur?
I cannot tell you because they gave me the script and then they had this girl park outside of my drive in front of my house while I read it, and then I had to give it back to her and sign
kidding.
a bunch. No,
Now,
I
this
signed.
befuddles me. Why is it so secret? Oh, you can't tell about the fact that the
can't
dinosaur
even-
climbs over the wall? What?
The fact that there's already been 3 of them or something,
Look,
right?
man, I would love to tell you. I'd love to break the story here, but
No, but what I'm thinking is,
Really?
what could be so secret
Yeah.
about your... All right.
just wait. Just
Okay.
wait and see. Remember this moment, and you'll be like, what?
Now I get it.
Oh.
Wow. What kind of ape do you play? You can't tell me that.
No, I can do. My name is Cornelia. I play a female ape.
Would we be able to see some of the moves now? Would you be able to
Yeah.
I didn't
demonstrate
bring
some
my
of the
quad
ape moves?
arms.
How long did it take to do the makeup?
It was all computer, digital, like a.
So you didn't have to do any makeup?
No, it was actually really fun because I just put on this like Velcro unitard and
Really?
this little beanie cap, and then they put all these sensors all over me. I called them lasers, but all the guys from Weta kept saying they're not lasers, they're sensors, Judy. But I like
Have you
the idea.
seen the finished product?
I've seen like a few seconds because I had to do ADR, which is recording, like doing some voiceover for the movie as a chimp. I had to go in and like
grunt?
make my chimp noises for some of my actions. Yeah.
Well, I asked you this earlier. I'll ask it now. Yeah, the same thing. Do you like this chimp?
Yeah.
Do you like her?
She's super cool.
She's a good chimp.
She is a really good chimp. She really loves her family. She's really committed to the community.
Who's the lead star of The Apes?
It's not funny, Nat.
It is funny.
Who's the lead Velcro?
Lead Velcro is one Mr. Andy Serkis, who he was amazing. I mean, amazing.
Are you wearing your unitard right now?
No, but I do have one laser on my body, but I'm not going to tell you.
How well
where.
do you think that movie's going to do?
Probably better than any other movie ever. I think it's going to be.
That you've been in, or in,
No.
just ever?
I think it's going to be the best movie ever. Like, biggest box office.
More with Judy Greer. You
Why
can't
couldn't I?
reveal about Jurassic Park. That drives me nuts. More with Judy Greer and Nat Faxon, including a game of If You Only Knew after the break. We're back with Judy Greer and Nat Faxon. They parked in front of your house. And just quit back. Okay, they star in Married on FX. We play a little game of If You Only Knew.
Okay.
Just throw it.
Okay.
Who's the first boy you ever kissed?
Matt.
In
May.
Detroit?
Well,
How-
Dearborn, but yeah.
How old were you?
I don't know. I must have been. When did Star Wars come out? Because he made me pretend to be Princess Leia, and then he made me kiss him.
Were you
And
related?
No, but
You sure this wasn't your brother?
I don't have a brother. Unless he's secretly my brother, and my parents
You know
never
whatever
told
happened
me.
to Matt?
He's a journalist, and he's married and has kids, and his dad just died.
Wow.
Oh.
How
I
old
feel
were
like
you?
you didn't need to add that last part.
Who did you first kiss?
It was either Cynthia Sweet or Renee Koch.
Okay, where?
Sorry,
That was her name?
That is her name.
Whatever happened? No. She's in the new Jurassic Park.
He said, "What girl did you kiss?"
How old were you?
I was
21.
no. I was very young. No. I was 6, 7.
Worst audition.
It was for a pilot that Ben Stiller was directing called Heat, Vision, and Jack, with Jack Black, and his now wife, Christine Taylor, got the part I auditioned for. So I probably
And
could
you
have been
didn't do well?
married to Ben Stiller right now.
You
No,
didn't do
I
it.
was terrible, and he laughed at me.
Do you have a bad one?
I had to, yes, I auditioned, I play ice hockey, and they told me, there was a commercial in the Valley, and they said, you skate, right? And I said, yes, and so I showed up in my hockey stuff, and little did I know, I got on the ice, and they pressed play, and it was the theme from Grease, and they said, go ahead. And I apparently was auditioning for Grease on Ice, and did not know, and so I skated around in my hockey skates, doing jumps. Literally, it was
Is this when
terrible.
you hurt yourself and had to go to the ER in your hockey costume?
No, that was a different
sorry.
experience.
What's your favorite thing about L.A.?
The palm trees.
Beach.
Biggest misconception about you?
That I'm really nice.
You mean you're not nice?
Not always. People seem to think I'm pretty nice.
What about you, Nat?
The biggest misconception? That I know what I'm talking about.
You have a dream co-star. You've already worked with Clooney.
I know, and Nat. Probably Matt Damon.
You? Dream co-star.
Probably George Clooney.
Favorite comedian as a child? Who made you laugh?
Paula Poundstone.
Paula Poundstone. What? I know Paul. I know.
Oh my
Whatever happened to Paul?
I don't know, but I loved her. She had those specials on cable, and I loved them.
That's amazing.
Is that what you mean?
No, I mean, now, the funny part about that is nobody's favorite comedian is Paula Poundstone. Who made you laugh as a kid?
I watched a lot of Saturday Night Live, and so pretty much anybody on Saturday Night Live. I guess in my youth it was Dana Carvey and Mike Myers, and then I loved Robin Williams' stuff too.
Favorite fan encounter?
Anytime someone flashes me, From Arrested Development, I get flashed.
You get flashed a lot.
I love
You have any fan encounters?
No, nothing of note.
Okay.
I don't have many fans.
Stranded on a desert island, what 3 things do you want with you?
Things or people? Do people come in
Anything,
that
and it could be
list?
people or anything.
Oh, well, I would definitely say my husband, and I would say a boat, and
Good thinking.
Smart.
and some sunscreen.
Stranded on a desert island, what 3
Can't say
things you
many
want?
things.
I know. I have to say my family because you did. So lame.
Yeah, but that's 4 people. So which one does
I would
make the
bring
cut?
music, bacon, and a surfboard.
You would.
What is something no one knows about you, Judy?
Nat, you go first.
Okay,
Sorry?
Nat. What is something no one knows about you?
That I'm scared of flying.
Really?
Really?
Kind of.
Is that why you had so many Bloody Marys on that plane?
So when you fly, you get little.
I have a lot of Bloody Marys. It helps.
What frightens you? Turbulence?
Yeah.
Turbulence. I've been flying all my life, but turbulence still bothers me.
Yeah, it still bothers me. I don't, when taking off bothers me. When we're in the air and it's smooth and like, then I'm
That's all right.
okay. But the takeoff and
You know what
turbulence,
bothers me about turbulence? I don't believe the concept that it can't turn over.
Right.
Although it can't turn over.
Right.
I know every pilot has told me that. It cannot turn over.
Even though it happened in that movie with Denzel Washington?
Yeah, it can't. What happened to Denzel Washington would be
never.
something really strange would have to happen for that to happen.
It should have been an alien movie.
What is something no one knows about you? You don't want to. You make
No,
him
I
go
really,
first.
I know, I just can't think of anything. I mean, I feel like I was going to say that I wear contact lenses, but my eye doctor knows that. I've never been to London or Paris, but my husband knows that.
What's a guilty pleasure? You have a guilty pleasure?
Taco Bell. Oh. Is that a guilty pleasure?
Taco Bell.
I love it so much. I
What do
went
you
there
love
on
about
Friday
it?
night.
What's your favorite thing at Taco Bell?
The Mexi Melt. I ordered so many Mexi Melts on Friday night that I said to my husband when we were waiting for our food, I was like, I'm so glad we decided to have a party tonight because I was afraid that the Taco Bell employee was going to think I was a big pig.
So you go to Taco Bell every Friday night.
We try not to, but yes.
You have a guilty pleasure?
No, I'm sorry, I can't get.
I can't
I
believe
can't
that
get
one.
Mexi Melt out of my mind.
Have you ever had one?
No, but
They're so good.
Okay.
Sorry, that's weird. Everyone's got something weird.
Yeah.
My wife goes to McDonald's and says, "What's good today?" That's what's good. All right, we'll leave you now. What's in Jurassic Park? All right. Big thanks to my guests, Judy Greer and Nat Faxon. Be sure to tune into their comedy, Married, sometimes comedy, Married, Thursdays at 10 Eastern on the FX network. And you can always find me on Twitter at King's Things, and I'll see you next time.